This Real Madrid side, oh, it's not even a side, it's a club. It's absolutely special. And we keep talking about it, and they keep producing. Wow.
19, 29, 39. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, and I think this is what makes this group special. I think the bond out of the pitch, on the pitch.
He's not happy.
C'est ma dernière année au Paris Saint-Germain.
I have a team that can be dominating Europe or dominating their league for maybe 6 to 7 years, because they will be all young. Vinicius Junior, if Mbappe goes there, Rodrigo, Valverde, Tchouameni. I'm not going to name the whole squad.
So how is this going to work? After winning the UCL for a monumental 15th time, Real Madrid arguably look perfectly suited for prolonged success with a young, vibrant and talented side. So how is megastar Kylian Mbappe going to fit in? Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Junior are putting on Ballon d'Or level performances week in and week out, and it looks like Ancelotti has formed a strong bond with his team, who have been assembled from all across the globe.
Carlo Ancelotti, and there's no reason to not believe that he can somehow make all of this work.
However, in Paris, the opposite has happened for PSG forward Mbappe. Flirting with the move to Los Blancos for years, much to the president's frustrations. He was convinced to stay in the past, but now has chosen to move on. He's been with the club for 7 years, if you include the initial loan he made from Monaco. He showed a belief in the project at hand to bring European silverware to Paris, but through mismanagement, this has failed year on year. Mbappe leaves as the top scorer in PSG's history, as well as Ligue 1's top goal scorer in the past 5 years in a row. Many argued that PSG was building too much of a one-man team around Mbappe and buckling to every demand he had. The heavily publicised contract he was offered shows a poor display of leadership from the top, as PSG were prepared to give Mbappe more and more controlling power in the club.
He's earning 72 million euros in wages, plus 180 million euro signing on bonus over 3 years, and a loyalty bonus of 60 million.
This toxic environment has only gotten worse, and with the rot setting in, the best move for both parties was a split. Now Mbappe can look at integrating into one of the best club sides in history, while PSG can build a competitive team with hopefully more balance. This leaves some interesting questions going into the 24-25 season. So why, of all teams, did Kylian decide to go to a team that was already stacked in the attacking areas? Of course, Real Madrid comes with a level of footballing heritage. One of the greatest sides in the sport, they have historically dominated the most sought-after club honour, the Champions League. Something Mbappe has been longing for, as he looks to cement himself as the successor to Messi and Ronaldo as the top player in world football. Alongside their impressive trophies, they also have players that have had lasting legacies. Zidane and Cristiano Ronaldo are huge role models and inspirations to the 25-year-old. To follow in their footsteps and even inherit the number 9 shirt is something of an honour in itself. As a child, Mbappe has been photographed donning the all-white of Real Madrid, alongside his heroes. The sentiment and admiration for the club are there, alongside a desire for the top honours. So how will Mbappe get what he wants? This isn't like Paris, where what he says goes. That is the job for another man. Carlo Ancelotti has a monumental task at hand. It isn't the first time Carlo has had this dilemma. In fact, he actually flourishes in this situation. In this current Madrid side, Ancelotti plays with a midfield diamond, after the loss of Benzema and the introduction of Jude Bellingham. Playing Bellingham as a shadow striker provides those late runs into the box, which have provided such a deadly outlet going forward, as he is flanked by Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo. The front three, while slightly unorthodox, have been extremely efficient. This is not only because of the world-class players in those positions, but Ancelotti's ability to make these individuals play as a team. It sounds like a basic requirement for a football manager, but when working with superstars, it is easier said than done. Carlo Ancelotti displays a calm exterior on the sideline. He always looks like he has a plan. This exuberates throughout the squad, and they always have the confidence that they will get a result, no matter how late it is in the game. He also treats every player like a friend or a member of his family, always visiting the homes of new signings and learning as much as possible he can about them.
Before to be a player, you are a person, and you have to know this. Because when you ask to the player, who are you? They are used to say, I am a player. No, you are a person.
So when there are no cliques and instead a single unit, it makes this Real Madrid team a very difficult force to stop. Ancelotti's strategy will be to strip down the ego of Mbappe privately and become a friend, mentor and confidant for the French superstar. It is one of the most important parts of the Mbappe plan. Kylian will continue having that ego to the public and press, but not in the team. He is a member of the team, not an individual. Mbappe is a force to be reckoned with. His skills, pace, power and finishing ability make him one of the most sought after players in world football. So someone needs to drop out of that established front three, right? Mbappe likes to play passively. You will rarely see him closing down the opposition. Instead, he bides his time and explodes with his lightning pace when he sees the space. Often seen as lazy, some of the best in class do this. Messi and Ronaldo, two of the best of all time, play passively until they can directly impact the game. The Madrid side around Kylian has more than enough legs to subsidise this. The type of manager installed at Los Blancos should theoretically be perfect for Mbappe. Master tacticians like Luis Enrique tried implementing a very specific role for Mbappe to try and mimic the glory years of the Barcelona treble. This failed. As Pochettino has described in the past, Mbappe is a player who plays in moments. When you compare that to his France performances, where he's given the freedom to drift on the left wing all game, while those around him apply the press, it has had lethal effects. A World Cup, alongside a World Cup final hat-trick, it would be no surprise to see a similar setup applied to Real Madrid. So who gets cut from the front three of Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo? The answer is none. Instead, it's more likely a midfielder will be moved out of the team to accommodate all four. Even though players like Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo are primarily wingers, we have seen them play centrally in the past, and it will be no surprise to see someone like Rodrigo play up there. A setup like the following could see Real Madrid being a force this season. The athleticism of Valverde and Tchouaméni are more than capable of playing in a two-man midfield, as Bellingham will undoubtedly assist in both boxes. After years of those around him failed to meet his standards, Mbappe is now in a situation where he has to match his new team's expectations.
You know, Kylian Mbappe, what a player. You know, who wouldn't want to play with someone as good as him?
But with these guys, Rodrigo, Mbappe and Vinicius, to play against them is hard.
It's not even a discussion.
Number one.
Yeah.
Greatest player ever to play for
me,
PSG.
yeah.
Okay.
Countless PSG coaches have tried to make a team work with Mbappe. Ancelotti will try something else. Just let Kylian figure it out. After winning the UCL more than any other manager, on top of being the only coach to win the league in each of the top 5 nations, he is the perfect man to make this work.